Welcome everyone to Things Around 8. Dear friends, in this video we will talk about the beginning of Ukrainian attacks on Russian military targets inside Russia, after the relaxation of the rules imposed by the West regarding the use of its weapons. And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now and click on the notification bell so you don't miss any news. At the end of May this year, Jens Stoltenberg, NATO Secretary General, reinforced even more vehemently a series of requests made earlier for Ukraine's Western allies to relax the rules on the use of their weapons. According to these rules, weapons supplied by the West to support Ukraine's defense can only be used against Russian military targets located inside Ukrainian territory under Russian military occupation. Any other Russian strategic targets, such as military bases, convoys, and oil refineries financing the invasion, located inside Russian territory, can only be attacked by weapons developed and produced locally by Ukraine. That is why Ukraine is limited to attacking these targets with drones and missiles of domestic design and manufacture. For Stoltenberg, Ukraine has every right to defend itself against Russian aggression, and if this aggression originates from within Russian territory, then Ukraine has the right to strike at these locations within Russia. Putin, aware of this limitation imposed by the West, has taken advantage of it to gain great tactical advantages by positioning a long series of bases, depots and missile launch sites on the Russian side of the border. Putin knows that these positions are relatively safe, because he knows that Ukraine cannot attack them with weapons such as the HIMARS and the long-range Scalp and Storm Shadow missiles. And it was precisely thanks to these limitations on the use of Western weapons that Putin positioned, along the Ukrainian border of Kharkiv, a gigantic concentration of troops, weapons, ammunition and vehicles, launching all this force against the north of Kharkiv on May 10th, opening a new front of combat there. According to Ukraine, all this Russian concentration of forces along the border had been known for weeks. But the Ukrainians, suffering from a shortage of ammunition after 6 months of delays in approving the $61 billion US package, and above all, prevented from using Western precision and long-range weapons, were simply forced to wait passively for the Russian attack, striking Russian forces only after they actually entered Ukraine. According to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, during the more than 2 years and 3 months of war, the Ukrainians saw large Russian military columns moving along the Ukrainian border on numerous occasions, but were unable to do anything due to Western restrictions. But in late May and early June, this began to change, with virtually all of Ukraine's main allies, including the United States, France, the United Kingdom and Germany, announcing that they were relaxing the rules on using their weapons against Russian military targets inside Russia. From now on, Ukraine has carte blanche to strike certain Russian military targets on Russian territory, but with some reservations. These Russian targets are likely to be located relatively close to the Ukrainian border, or directly or indirectly involved in the new Russian offensive north of Kharkiv. No great detail has been given, so we do not know exactly how close to the Ukrainian border these Russian targets are likely to be. Some sources say the limit is around 30 kilometers, which is the maximum range of most Russian long-range artillery batteries. In any case, Ukraine has already begun attacking targets inside Russia, with a recent video showing a Russian military column being hit by drones. According to the video source, the Russian column was in the Kursk blast, heading towards Belgorod, and was attacked and destroyed when it was only 3 kilometers from the Ukrainian border. There are also other videos and images showing what are said to be S-300 and S-400 launchers destroyed in Belgorod, an undisclosed distance from the Ukrainian border. An attack that, according to many sources, was carried out by precision rockets fired by HIMARS. According to the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense, this relaxation of restrictions on the use of Western weapons was as if they had untied their hands with the Ukrainians, for the first time since the beginning of the Russian invasion, being able to hit important Russian military targets with advanced and highly accurate Western weapons. This radical change in the policy of using Western weapons will force Russia to change its logistics for the war and to move away from bases and military depots that until now had been relatively safe on Russian territory close to the Ukrainian border. And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any news.